Hello and welcome to the Indie Bandits Twitch and or YouTube channel. Joe here, and I'm joined by my emotional guidance bandit, Archie.
Hello.
How are you doing, Archie?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm here to get you through this, Joe. We'll do it as a team.
Thank you. Can you tell I'm already stalling? Because I don't want to do this.
This game, right, we already streamed Layers of Fear, and this is by the same development company. What they call it?
Team.
Bloober? Yeah, it's quite an unusual name, but this game isn't as frightening as that game. It has your jump scares, but I don't think we'll get to them in that stream. Granted, I haven't played this game in over a year. But I think you'll be alright.
I don't. I know what I'm like with these kind of games, and I'm already not sold. Well, anyway, let's just jump straight into it. There was a preamble at the start, but I skipped it to get this stream set up, so we're gonna have to give it a blast.
Observer.
Very weird.
So if you remember, this was the game I played before we actually started doing the podcast.
Yep, there's you did our 10 minutes of gameplay for us.
I did, yeah. Our least popular content.
Come in, Lazarski.
No, it's oh, there we go. It went off full screen for us for some reason.
Ah, yeah, for some odd reason.
Oh,
It's seems we've got a couple of technical problems here on my side.
Yeah.
Everything good for you?
Come in,
For me,
yeah.
when I'm watching your stream, I've got this 4:3 aspect ratio now.
Weird. It should come back. I think it skipped for some reason. I am going straight into the invert Y. Sorry, I'm one of them. That didn't do anything.
Do you invert Y even if you use a mouse?
No.
Huh, interesting.
No, because the mouse down is down. But the problem is with wait, you've got to click apply, that's why. But see, I see my... Oh, it's done again. It's
The first fright of the game.
The first fright of the game is that there we go. Everything should be alright now. Just went through all this. Come on, Bloober Team, sort out. There we go. Interact with objects using
Lazarski.
left mouse button. Or non-defined button on my controller. I'm going to just press them all until something happens.
Come in, Lazarski.
Oh, I'm meant to answer the phone, aren't I? Somewhere. Ah, the big thing that's flashing.
Lazarski. You there?
Use the action button.
Ah, there we go. It's R2.
Yeah, I'm here.
And L2 is the
You
creepy,
okay there? I've been hailing you for the past 5 minutes.
Zoom.
I'm fine. I must have dozed off.
Is this the guy who's dead?
No rest for the wicked.
The guy who you're playing as, the guy who's dead. Yes.
Could have fooled me.
Bless him.
Mr. Tears from Rain from Blade Runner.
I'm serious,
Tears in Rain,
Dan.
even.
Your
Tears
signal's
from
all
Rain.
over the
The
place.
Dutch
Have
actor.
you taken your meds?
Was he Dutch?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, this is interesting.
Make a choice, pal. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, wrong button again.
Sure.
He's got a bit of
Wow,
a
that was
snake going on,
convincing.
doesn't he?
Take your meds.
I think that's his
Detective.
actual
I
voice,
need
though.
you clear-headed.
Like,
Press Y to check your status and use synchronize. I already like this more than Layers of Fear, can I just tell you that now? Yeah, that's the guy.
I love the
Take.
aesthetic of this game. I think it's
Blade
definitely
Runner.
as a fear as well. Like, yeah, well, it is just Blade Runner, but it's incredibly well done.
Nice. Start the rave.
Start the rave.
Are you
Maybe just looking to Scooter's latest hit.
Go.
For
Looking better
2020.
That Scooter is right. What's the
Wouldn't
dude's
want me
name?
to mess up.
I have no
You
idea.
see the headlines? Another
Come on,
leech
the dude's...
goes.
I can't remember the guy's name.
Don't be like
I
that.
only know him as
It's
Scooter,
just-
even though I know that's his band. But even if I was to address him in person, I would just call him Scooter.
What's this about? Just checking in, or you need me downtown?
Ooh.
Nah, just a checkup. No one left for you to interrogate.
Sounds pretty bad.
Yep, it's not pretty. The explosion leveled half a block. The place is still on fire.
I quite like this
Goons
already.
all over
It's
the
kind of
place,
cool. I hope.
securing the
But if it
area.
starts to make me shit my pants, it'll be a shame that
I mean,
that the game turned me off that quickly.
Yeah, it gets a bit creepy.
what?
It's creepy in kind of a not in a ghouly, ghosty kind of way like Layers of Fear did.
who is
Yeah.
this? How'd you get this?
Yeah, I'm in the
Hans
scary mode.
Peter Herders?
Maybe.
Herders?
Adam?
I do not know how the Germans pronounce their G's.
Wow.
I think
So
he's Dutch, isn't
apologise. Is he
Dad.
Dutch?
What happened? Where are you
Stage
getting
name
all this
HP
time?
Baxter.
Away from you.
Oh, the guy. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the
funny.
Dutch actor who's dead, not the guy
No,
from
I'm talking
Scooter.
about Scooter.
To hear your voice after all these years.
Obviously.
God save the rain.
Yes.
It really isn't.
Come on,
We should
man,
call
don't
this indie band. It's Scooter streams instead of
I
spooky
really thought I could
streams.
pull it off.
Oh, if we could just have a stream where we listen to Scooter all evening, I'd be
So
well for that.
close.
Don't know how that applies to
Difference.
indie gaming very much, but
Setting us all free.
well, you know,
I don't know.
try new
Out.
things.
Oh, it's creepy shit going on.
That's
So
Yeah,
the game is a lot of this, right? The game is a lot of like you were looking at the screen there, and
Shit.
it is a lot of talking to people through
Once in
computer
your
screens.
life.
And I know for some people that might be a little bit boring, but for me, I don't know why, I kind of like that.
It's
You can
fucking
just
2020 in a
interact with
nutshell, isn't it?
You're not in
people. It pretty much is.
Adam,
Observer
Can you hear me?
2020.
you still there? Adam.
It's good to see this game. I think this game and the team who made this game are generally great. Like, first, I mean, I think they're a relatively large indie studio now, but like, I'm assuming this game was relatively successful because they've got their PS5 version of this coming out now, where they've done like a substantial like visual upgrade to the game.
Yeah. I think it looks quite cool anyway. I mean, it doesn't look
Oh
like...
yeah, I mean, like graphically, I think it's like fine, but artistically, it's really good.
That's what I'd say. The aesthetics are better than the graphics, if you get me.
Had to hit bottom.
Well, yeah, I've like been playing Alien Isolation, which is it's coming up to like 5 years old now. Maybe it's a little bit older than that. And graphically, that game's kind of like it's fine, but artistically and how they've managed to realize the feel of the film they're imitating. I mean, it's pretty spectacular, really.
Is that the one where you're being hunted down in that?
Yeah,
By the
it's pretty
alien.
creepy.
Is that based on the first film?
It's inspired. It's based on the idea of the first film.
Oh,
like,
Rutger Hauer, there's the actor we were talking about, sorry. Yeah, it's the idea that you're in the ship and the thing's hunting you down, which is like... Man, being chased by stuff in games
It's not
really
nice,
gets
is it?
me. That really,
Yeah,
really gets
honestly.
me. It plays on like... what? Like, you were saying it's on last stream, weren't you? That it's one of your like... go-tos. Like, being chased by shit is just like scary as fuck.
Well, yeah, like I do like horror, but I don't like slasher. So when you like what horror's become now, I think, and like especially in modern cinema, I think games are pretty good at keeping it close to like what I would like to get out of horror. But I think horror now in like cinema releases is just like slasher, somebody getting like guts ripped out, and I much prefer kind of like really slow, kind of maybe like ghostly kind of stuff. Even though I don't believe in ghosts, but the idea of like someone's just there like watching you.
The paranormal. Yeah. I'm thinking... I think paranormal stuff gets me more than like gore and
Oh,
grotesqueness. And what was that? Oh, Paranormal Activity was the name of the film. So I was working in the cinema when that film was out, and fuck me, there's a bit right at the end, because when you work in a cinema, you got to clean out your the screens at the end of the show, yeah. And he walks quite slow, and I remember there was a bit right at the end of the film where someone jumps at you, and it really got everyone. How do I talk to people? And yeah, basically, it was great going in watching these people like they watch this character like stand static for like 8 hours, and then it gets them, and watching an entire room of people shit their pants at the same time is fucking genius. It's
so much fun. Like, I mean, those are kind of like crowd participation films, if you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like when you go see like a good comedy and everyone's just like having an absolute blast because everyone else is laughing, you're laughing. And I think when you go back and watch Paranormal Activity, like in isolation, it's not really that creepy. But when you're in the atmosphere of other people who are scared, it really does sort of dwell on you a little bit. And I thought that's what was one of the charms of that film, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that I will take from cinemas, even though I'm not a huge fan of them, and not that you get to go to them anymore nowadays. But that's it. Oh, it's the Tenant's name. Sorry, I told him the other name.
I love the design of this character.
He's gross.
It's so gross, but it's like
his arm
cool.
looks like it's a sleeve, but it's not. It's like prosthetic skin, right? Like that's not real skin on the left, and on the
Yeah,
right
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Through the
But yeah, it's like too saggy for him. Like it's like a bad fit, and it's like, oh, it's pretty cool. Or he's rolled up his own prosthetic skin. It's, I don't know.
Thanks.
Like,
Yeah,
it
the way you
kinda,
roll up a sleeve.
yeah, it kind of tells a story all in itself.
Yeah.
But this
I like
guy
this
creeped
little
me
guy,
out.
little Hoover dude. Wait, this guy, he creeps you out.
Oh yeah, yeah, he creeped me out. Sorry.
Just crack on. He
Let's
said,
have a look,
I
yeah.
think he said right, left, straight through. Oh, it's one of these.
You might want. Are the subs on?
Yeah, I'm reading. The
Yeah,
subs.
yeah. You might want to, because we'll be talking all over all the chat and probably
Good.
taking away a good 20% of the game. But
Attention, citizens. Curfew is
I will
now in
just
effect
push
in
them.
all Class C districts. Remain in
Still-
your apartments and enjoy
Class
Yeah,
C
this is the-
districts. That's over here. We've got a curfew on the go at the minute. Between 11 and 6. Here
it's
in,
kind of weird.
here
During
in
this
Hispania.
pandemic, I've ended up playing, was it Resident Evil 2, which is about an infection and a pandemic, and I'm sure I played something else, and I'm playing Vampire at the minute, the Don't Nod game. I think it was by them at least, and that's all about a bloody pandemic as well. I don't know, maybe I've just sort of gravitating towards these games unknowingly because of
I
what's
was
going on in the
watching-
world. Like,
my mate Aaron, I saw on his Steam that he was playing. What's the game called? Is it just called Pandemic, where you just control a virus? It's like a management sim where you control a virus to make it as infectious as possible.
and
it's
you give it a
like-
name and everything, and
Yeah, I wonder what he called it. But I've already forgotten what the dude said. He said right, left. I mean, I assume it's in this building. I've got to go right.
the one behind you. Sorry, I was looking at the Twitch stream there. Hang on. Up the stairs, yes.
Got you. It said up the stairs, but I
Um,
couldn't go up the stairs. Oh no, he said right, left, straight ahead, right. So, not that one.
Ah.
If you
I
wait,
love the
it looks mental, this thing. Like the
digital like distortion and everything. I think that's awesome.
Is that me? Bob. Boob.
Oh, I think this might be a joke. So left, I think again.
I said. Oh fuck! What number did he say?
One on the right, I assume, with the green.
There we go.
Oh!
The hell?
You're generally not a fan of the
Shit in my
frights.
pants. No.
Spooks, are you?
Not at all. Oh no. That was all right. I managed that. I did wince a little bit. Building us up to it though. Now, oh, I've got legs. I nearly shot myself with my own legs. See,
How
this
do you
is-
feel about first-person games where they don't give like where there isn't a character model when you look down? You know what I mean? Like Half-Life did this in Half-Life 2, where you look down and there's no legs. You're just a
Yeah.
floating camera with arms.
What are my stress levels? My stress levels are fine. This is how I feel playing every scary game. Yeah, I don't.
administering mild sedative.
Oh, I could do with a mild sedative myself. I'm gonna have a beer.
This is Lazarski, ID 656210.
It's
Can anyone hear me?
it's weird, like not having legs, but I don't think it's immersion breaking. It's cool to have, but it's not necessary. It's the same way, like
Him.
you don't need to see a character's hand opening a door handle in a game to understand that it was your hand that did it. Like the animation is nice to have, but I think there's this like shorthand for players,
This is Lazarski 656.
you know, that we understand.
Yeah, I think
We
most people who
understand
play
that a
games
door will
understand
just
it,
swing
yeah.
open in a game. Ooh.
I need to check
Was that what
if
I
can
was looking at
call
before?
paths for
Ooh, no.
connections.
Yes. So this is kind of like your detective vision.
Yeah, it was
Victim is equipped with
very
an ID
Metroid Prime, maybe. Remember that?
I don't, because I don't think I've played it.
Alright, well in that you had a visor and your crack on was to like scan everything and add them to a log, and that was part of the collectathon. Ignored. Victim's compass. Does that mean like his wrist? His watch?
somewhere.
I cannot remember.
LB to bio button. This is cool.
Erratic cutting pattern.
It's like
Indicating the killer was in a frenzy.
it's like Instagram, but for sci-fi horror murders. Oh, I'd probably scan the other one, right? Lacerated wound. Let's see. Swap out of it, maybe? I can move around. It looks cool. It's got this kind of film grain on it. Or maybe that's just my monitor. I feel it's got a kind of like slightly blurry hue on everything, you know, like everything's a little like you squinting your eyes at it. It's got that kind of crack on.
It feels like the air's full, if you know what I mean. Like there's like
murky,
like a murky, like kind of like condensation-y kind of feel to it. Like,
aye. Tell you what, this Bloober Team love a big click on something, open it up with the. He's got a ham radio. Is it a ham radio? You know what? I hate that little like zoom in thing. I know I've maybe got to use it in that, but because of PT, yeah, my ongoing PT stressness. Oh man, he went in the fridge, didn't he? He went in the fridge with all the blood. So am I like Nick? Is ice cream in that?
No. The level of like things you can interact with in this game compared to the first Layers of Fear is reduced. I think maybe just to keep you on track a little bit more.
Yeah, because you've got like stuff to do. Layers of Fear was just walk around and shit your pants, wasn't it? And this is more like, I guess I've got
still a bit like that, but sort of. You just got to find the right things to click on in each environment. Like,
yeah.
And once you've done that, you can move on. So you've got to do a bit of looking around in order to determine.
Yeah, see if things are things, right?
The only problem with this is, and I think this is one of my gripes when I first played it, is that you can't, and I think this is the same with a lot of like detective games, is that not that there's many detective games, but it's like you have to find all this information before you can proceed. Like you can't take one bit of information then try and proceed based on what you found. Like say you didn't find the two
it
bits,
works in a kind of like jigsaw respect, doesn't it? It's like if you don't have all the pieces, it's just not done. The game won't let you progress. Like it can't. There is no way for it to let you deduce something and then just like fucking move on. You don't go, yeah, I've worked this out. I've already forgotten what I've got to do, like look at shit, right? So I've got to like go up and look at that thing. There we go. It's blood from Homo sapiens. So have I got like there's like a scratch? Is that alright. So I just wasn't near enough to it.
What the fuck do we have in here? Claw marks.
Claw marks? Like some creepy thing that might get us later.
Yeah, potentially a creature.
Yeah. Clawed creature. Creepy jackets, that's full. They have a lot of screens. I wish I had this many screens. It would make this whole streaming thing a whole lot easier. Just if I had like 12 screens. I mean, it would just have me shitting myself on multiple screens.
I would like it.
It would be cool. It is worth a shout. So I've got to walk around with like cool dude vision on and look at shit like this goop.
You have another vision mode as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
yes,
I can't remember how I got that up. Was it like?
Is that?
There we go.
It'll be one of the other triggers, yeah.
See, I should have looked at
6
the
million
stun
volts.
baton.
Wasn't enough.
To what? Kill the thing or kill him? Because he looks pretty dead. I assume it's the thing that killed him.
Oh, apologise for the yawns, I'm a sleepy boy today.
So I looked at that thing. No, I looked at him. I looked at his crack on. Oh, wait, I need to go and look at stuff with this vision, don't I? Got ya.
Tells the story.
Signal
Like, this is me, like, this is kind of the games I guess I've kind of grown up on, like, because I like point-and-click adventure games back in the day, and this isn't necessarily one of those, but it's like, I'm not somebody who's, like, really that fussed about mechanics in a game. Like, these mechanics sound, like, groundbreaking by any means.
No, it's just look at
But
shit.
it's, yeah, just look at shit. But it's, for me, it's more of, like, you're interacting with, like, a story in a way that's, like, just different from films and books. And I kind of like that in games. I'm not to say I don't like games like, you know, like
Action-y games.
like an action game, like a Devil May Cry or something like that, or a Need for Speed. I kind of like those games as well. But in terms of like what I really gravitate towards too is like stuff like this, stuff that I think gets called boring by most people.
I think it depends how you want to engage with games, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can do both. I can sit and like I like this kind of I don't like grinding, but I do like busy work. If you get me in games, and I know a lot of
No,
people don't.
I hate busy work. Like
It
busy
depends
work.
on this. Oh,
Busy work to me, so like something like, and I don't like dog on Assassin's Creed because I think Assassin's Creed games are pretty good overall. But like, there does come a point where how many collectibles do I need to in order to like level up, and how many side missions, and it gets to a point where it just feels like the content becomes a little bit like repetitive, and like I just don't find this interesting anymore.
No, no, not like
You know-
not like grindy bloat, but there's something about getting into like a flow state in a game where it like gives you a task to do, and it even if the task is quite repetitive, I kind of like doing it like that. That for me, sometimes that's the appeal of platformers, like a tricky like platformer. Like it's not busy work, but it's busy work for your brain, if you get me. It's like I like a game that like keeps my brain quite occupied. You know, like games as an escape, as a means to escape. And like games like Celeste are really good for that. You know, like these tough platformers. I really thought I had this. Oh, there we go. Right.
The hidden data storage. The
Yeah,
encryption
like
is
Celeste,
super
like the idea of
fast
just
by
getting really
hacking
good
tool.
at like a section of platforming, and your brain just going over and over it until you've nailed it.
No, yeah,
and-
same. The problem with these kind of games is that I mean, you could maybe argue this with like games like Celeste as well, but I feel it less with Celeste. But
Oh, I can
when
do
you've
shit.
done this game, there's no new way to do it, and it's not to say like the platform
yeah,
changes
yeah.
in Celeste, but it's kind of that challenge is still a
There.
difficult challenge when you come back to it. You know,
Yeah, even if
Or
you've
with
got
this.
better at it, it's still challenging.
Yeah.
But this, it's just you've remembered everything. Oh, was that a thing?
yeah, exactly. Like, I
Oh,
think
there's
you
some
do
goop
look
on here. No, I can't. Oh, hang on.
I remember I was stuck in this one room for bloody ages when I played this, and I was like, "What the fuck do I do?"
I just meant to take these. Oh, BidVision, BioVision, BidVision. It's like eBay. Like, have a look around it. Is it like? Is EM electromagnetic? Right. Fuck, what a dafty man.
Printed on real paper.
Yeah, I get you. So the deal is like,
That's
I
an awesome
have.
front
I look
cover.
at life shit with the BioVision. And I look at and I look at like mechanical shit with the EM vision, essentially. So I have these like two filters of the way to see the world, you know.
What was it? What do you do in this room again?
You look at shit. Look at this heat.
The head was
Lacerated
removed post-mortem.
And I gotta be honest, film noir to me is just cool as fuck. Not that I've seen many film noir films, but I just
You mean like the
them.
PI kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's just cool to me.
It is pretty cool. I wish you could look. It looks
Dirty
so
Detec-
sunny. Why can't I open the window and make this less creepy?
I don't think it is the sun. I think it's pretty light from
The street light, yeah, 'cause it was
Yeah,
night
yeah.
outside, wasn't it? There, so there's like blood. Have I looked at the blood? Electromagnetic blood? I looked at the stun baton. Do I need to bio the stun baton?
Go to the if you spin around 180 and you go back into that cupboard. Is there another door you can?
Oh,
swing
can I
open?
slide it? Yeah, is it?
Yeah, I think that might be it.
I swear to God, if you've set me up for a fright.
I have not. So, not intentionally, at least. I can't remember anything yet. Let's see something there.
That's a definitely mechanic vision thing. Look, it's a motherboard.
So can you pick that? You can't pick things up in this, can you?
You can. I took a statue just before. That's the deal. I think it's only if the game wants me to take them, though. It's not like just
Okay, okay.
anything you can put in your. You can
But there's
put in
something
your
up there.
shit.
Can you interface with the ham radio?
That thing. No, it looks.
No, it seems you can't.
I keep forgetting which vision I've got active. Oh,
Yes, that was a problem I had when I was playing this as well. Like
so
just getting
bio. I've got
thumb
bio.
tied.
EM. I really thought there'd be something in here. Or am I too far away? I don't know. Do not know. Is that? Oh, that's a
Do you
mechanical thing.
follow the
blood, right?
No, I'd say follow the wiring.
Which wiring?
So the wiring that's going up, it's kind of glowing green. It
goes
comes
down to
back
this
down
cloud
again, and
service
interfaces with
station.
that. And is that where it ends? There's no other.
I guess it goes.
If there's
here.
somebody who's played this before, they'd be going fucking nuts watching this. Like,
Hang on.
oh, there you go. There's something. Nope.
Oh wait, no, I can look at shit. Hang on, pick up the shit. Here we go. Look, it's a little. It's an identity card with the logo of the game that it was telling me to adjust my gamma for previously.
So you know who this fella is now, like, take it.
High level clearance. Looks genuine.
But it's expired.
It's expired.
Ooh. In EM Vision, it doesn't do shit. It does have like prints on it. Assuming that's what BioVision's for.
I don't think the game goes into that level of depth in terms of kind of like, not that I can remember at least.
Nah, so I looked in there.
Will we leave the room in this stream?
It's like the old Dragon Ball Z episodes where it's like fucking 10 minutes of the same content padded out to fill an episode. 10 minutes of intro, 10 minutes of outro, and like 2 minutes of new animation. Oh wait, no, I've looked in this, haven't I? Yeah, I've fucking looked at everything. I just see little spots, but these aren't the like. Analyze the fan, maybe. Oh, there's a thing down there. Look at that.
So this is your apartment.
Just a mean it's your body.
It's your body.
Is it? Am I Adam? I thought I was Adam.
Is it to himself?
Maybe. Am I like analysing my own death? Holographic frame. I'm having a right mare, aren't I? Oven, can you... Oh, look at this. Open this shit. Oh. This is old school.
Nothing there, man. Nothing there.
Might be bio, though. I don't know. Haha. Alright, I'm done. Use myself. Ah, look at that. Oh, wrong filter. Oh, was that just the filter, or was that like me doing something? Oh, it's just the filter. It does that occasionally. I don't like that electro. Oh, it's the electromagnetic pulse, maybe. No, I'm up. Right, I'm not sure now. I feel like I'm just like turning on Instagram filters and looking at shit. I mean, I like the fact it hasn't made me shit my pants yet, but it did a little bit. Did a little bit at the when I moved that thing out the way to get this crime scene. Is that a thing? Oh, look, Archie, thing I haven't looked at yet.
Yes, there you go. Nice find. You might have something in your inventory that
Is this my inventory? Leave the apartment. Well, clearly can't do that. Identify the caller. She might be still in the building. Her compound. HN.
Oh, 1984. Try that.
Ah, very clever.
There we go.
Very clever. Have you already played this? Oh,
I could remember it though. I could not remember. But that I see. I love stuff
That's
like
cool.
that in games.
That's
like
cool,
that took a while.
The only 4 code number that we've seen in the game, but like, yeah.
It doesn't tell you explicitly, but it's kind of like, come on, where else are
Come
the numbers
on.
in here?
That's all we've given you. Just give it a blast.
That's great.
Hang on, whilst this is spinning, I'm gonna pour myself a wee beer.
Spooky head.
I know it looks a bit like the Predator, doesn't it? But that might. Just
I was
be
about to say
dreads.
it does look like a set of dreadlocks coming from this person.
Is there? I know it's not dreadlocks, but what is the Predator's seed?
No, I think it is dreadlocks. Or
But they're not
something
really
else.
dreadlocks, are they? It's
Well,
yeah,
I think that's what it's based on.
that's what it's based on. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think the
Maybe it's
Predator
like-
is like
Tentacles or something.
Rasta.
I'll be honest, I
Synchrosine,
think Predator's
that's a
crap.
Yeah, I didn't like it either, and I'll tell you where it really lost me. It was the bit where they turned the greatest squad of commandos.
Synchrosine.
Oh,
Refilled.
nice! I'm gonna nick these, right?
Synchrosine
So
collected.
yeah, so they have this like squad of badasses, don't they, led by Arnie, and
Yeah.
then and they're like flipping geniuses, and they're like, this is a war of attrition between us and the predator in the wild. And they get the tiniest glimpse of the predator moving in the bushes. They can't see where it is, but they decide to unload about 80 clips and tons of bandoliers of ammo into the trees, and they're all just shooting for about 2 or 3 minutes, just screaming at one another. When they've just literally been like, conserve your ammo, we can't see this thing, and we've got a limited amount of ammo out here in the jungle. And then they're like, oh my god, something moved in the bush. And then 7 super soldiers all lose their shit at the same time, and not one of them goes, hold your fire until we can fucking see it.
I've deactivated the apartment
To
security
me,
system.
Predator is what you get when you give the premise of the film Aliens to a committee, and they're like, how do we have enough one of these?
I love the fact that it was a committee in the 1940s. You gotta have them in the mud, see?
Hey, the alien was popular, see? Why don't we have another one there?
Pass me my cigar. That's a wrap.
To me, the alien is the coolest fucking design for a horrible creature ever created in cinema. I think nothing looks cooler than the alien, and their approach to kind of compete with that was to basically have a man who bleeds green and has a crab face. I think the design of Predator is so fucking lame.
What's this creepy shit?
Oh, it's a spooky time.
It fucking is spooky time, pal. We're
Oh,
not done
they've gone
yet.
into lockdown. Imagine if our lockdown was it's all of this shit that's fell in front of our houses and all that. And
It isn't Spain. It's just the only difference is instead of terrifying music, it's just flamenco. Wait, do I live in this flat?
Walk forward.
There's no need for fucking concern. This is fucking terrible. Oh, that was a cheeky little vibration. This is do you know what this reminds me of? A
Being
fucking
scared.
ride but a fucking ride in a theme park or something. This is so haunted house shit, is it? I want to remain in my apartment. I don't know where I live. What is that?
The lighting on this is fantastic.
Oh, fuck me. Don't do that, you cunt. Oh, that was beautiful. That was about as much as I could handle. Check the watch.
Is that a chicken?
Digital chicken.
Is that a mouse moving? The way that was moving looked very peculiar on my screen.
It's a bird.
Oh, it's a bird, right? Bloody, of course it'd be a fucking bird. Why would it be a chicken?
Chickens are birds.
I think. Well, you know what I mean. It would be a pigeon, which it is.
Oh, is this the subtitle? Sorry, I thought someone was talking to us. No, it's the subtitle of the thing I'm looking at. Which one?
I think you can go back to the secretary now. Or the man at the desk.
Yeah, what was me? Look at me watch. Check what that crack on is. Option interrogate the neighbours. No, I'm going to interrogate the neighbours because despite the fact I'm cacking myself. Wait, is that how I ring the doorbell? Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to ask you some questions.
Do you know what's going on? My hollow projection got cut off.
That sounds
I
like
can't get a signal.
Remia or
The
Ratatouille.
building is under lockdown. No external.
So the game's a lot of this.
Not
You
much
go
we
around
can
talking
do.
to people through
Shit.
televisions, essentially, trying to
Serious?
I guess
So,
work out where to go, who lives where.
You wanted to ask
Yeah,
me something?
that's fine. That's fine by me.
It's a great way to save on your kind of your
Budget.
character model budget.
Yeah.
You
And,
get a
lip
GIF of your
syncing.
developers' mouths
No,
and
not
put some
really.
filters over
Then
it.
again, I don't really go out
But
much.
I think the effect's pretty cool.
Hey, you wouldn't
I
happen
like
to know
it.
when they're gonna fix the connection. Not that it's super important to me or anything.
Well, that's
I
what
just
you want,
need
isn't
to
it? Out
know.
of a game, you sort of, you just want it to be. You want it to be good. You don't really care how
Yeah.
much it actually cost you, right? I'm sure they'll fix it
Just
soon.
take
Couldn't
it
give a
easy.
shit. I think
Yeah.
when we were playing games the other night, I think we spoke about this, and I
It's
think
just
this is,
that it
to me
feels
at
weird
least,
to
I
just
think
sit
this is
here
misconception of what people
alone with my thoughts.
want
You
out
know,
of big
can you
budgeted
talk to us
games,
some more?
especially
It makes it kind of
I don't
easier.
think this game. You're just looking at a mouth, and I think in some cases that's all you need to interact with a character at times.
Well, what
You don't
do
need to
wanna
make
talk about?
hundreds of new character models, all perfectly
yeah,
animated,
you
in
know.
order to get the message across.
Gorski the Giant
Sometimes
was fighting Killer Cromer today.
you do it
You an
correctly.
anime
You
fan?
can be a bit more.
Not really.
I don't know. You can approach it in probably more creative ways.
Yeah, I
Suppose
think
I
that's
don't know who
one of the
won since
pros
my
of indie
projector
though.
went
The
out.
like having
Why
a
are my hands
stricter
shaking?
budget is
You been living here long?
leads to creativity.
Well, I
Yeah, yeah,
it
100%.
must
Like,
have been at
I
least
think
7 or 8
restrictions
years.
in that way are like
Ever had a lockdown before?
beneficial to creative people. Like, you
I
hear
don't
things
think
like
so.
when people are
I don't
making
remember my
like
projector
TV
going
shows, for
off.
instance, and the
Ever.
network says like,
Sorry, I
so,
don't
you
have
can't say
time
this
for
and you can't say this and blah blah blah. We don't want this
okay.
scene. It probably gives them
I
like more of a
understand.
means
No
to like
problem.
find a
I'll
creative
just
way to kind of
sit
still
down.
do what they
Hold on.
want, but approach it a little bit differently.
I'm really starting to sweat like a pig.
Yeah, you don't see that too much in AAA. They just chuck
They've got the
everything in,
budget
don't
to
they?
do whatever they want.
Yeah, and then they do throw everything in, then you get these kind of like directionless, bloated messes. But
Mm-hmm.
I think
creepy,
everyone will
What's
set.
up with the lockdown?
Oh,
Is it the phage? Was there an
This is
everyone
one
everyone will
thing.
buy a game. Go on, yeah.
This is one thing we need to, I guess,
early to
tweet
tell.
about to
I'm looking
the
into
Bandit
it right
Army
now.
and find out
Looking into it?
should lens flare
Mine?
appear on
We
your
might all
character
be
screen
infected.
in video games.
You don't know.
My eye is not a
Best
camera.
thing
That's
you
the
can
way
do
I
is
sit down. I'll put that as a question.
And let them come
I
slaughter
understand it. It clearly
I
adds a
won't
bit
let
more
them take
atmosphere
me.
to something.
I
Like in this game,
won't.
especially, like it might make more sense because your eye might be a camera. Like you may be part Android in this.
In this game,
Um,
but you know,
mhm. But in Layers of Fear, for instance, it makes a little less sense. Oh,
this looks like my
obviously
bathroom.
Yeah,
Way!
great minds.
Yeah. So I tell you when we moved place, the lass was straight on the fact that now that we have two bathrooms, I have mine and she has hers, and
I would be straight
it's
on
a
that fact as well.
it's a great way to do things. But like,
But-
there's a room in my there are like two rooms in my flat that I'm not allowed into. Which is funny when you move into a new place and you're dead excited and you're like, oh yeah, new place, cool, and then they're like, but you're not allowed in here, and here's off limits. They're like, okay.
I need to talk to you.
As a hilarious April's Fool's joke, though, I would use her bathroom if I was you.
I use it when she's away. When she goes away,
April
I,
Fool!
I'm just looking for some.
April Fools, I don't flush.
I left a big stink.
I don't need to allocate a room to leave a big stink. I can ruin the entire flat with everything. Oh, speaking of big stinks, better go make one here.
So here's another point. The area you're in now is like tiny, really, isn't it? It's a very small area, but it's incredibly well detailed. Like there's like graffiti on the walls. The walls are like breaking apart in some areas.
Yeah, there's
Like outside of this
blood
door.
on
And
the
to me,
urinal.
the urinal smashed. There's beer cans all underneath that. And to me, like, this is what open world games are like. Is this level of detail? Like to me, this kind of like tells a little story about what this like hallway is like. Now maybe I'm getting a little bit like pretentious about the whole thing, but I don't know. It just feels more alive. Everyone says like, "Oh, immersion." Like this world's so big, you always be immersed in it. And I always feel with open world games, like a lot of the time, I'm never immersed in them. They always just feel kind of empty, kind of like quite shallow. And
Well, I
also,
think-
this isn't that shallow, but like the level of detail, this feels like this draws me in a lot more than something that's like 100 times the size of this.
Well, I think you and I are both fans of the micro open world. Like we
Oh, yeah,
both like that Deus Ex in Prague and like games with like games
Rise of
with like a
Tomb Raider
really
was great for that. Like,
just really tight. You want like a small sand pit with toys in it, rather than an entire beach that's mostly empty.
Could you
yeah,
give me a
yeah,
vague
100%. Like,
description?
I just always think you want your gameplay to be as like concise as possible. You want to.
Might have been staying in that apartment.
For me, you don't want to leave the player without something interesting to like look at or to do for too long. Because for me, at least, I know I've like had a go at Skyrim in the past, but walking from A to B in that game, and I know this game's like coming up to like 10 years old now, but it's just like there's nothing to do on my journey, and like a fight that I have with some bandits isn't enough for me to kind of make that
Not all
experience
random
interesting.
crabs coming at you.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm quite, like I said, I'm a fan of the busy work. So if you give me like a list of things to do, I'll quite enjoy like going through the list. I don't mean like random fetch quests. I don't like the idea of going like to A to B and then coming back, and that's no fun. But I do like you know, like the odd collecting things. I've been playing that Need for Speed recently, and I'm quite happy to have like loads of activities on the map to where it's just like drive fast down this road, and I'm like, done. I'm gonna spend like 5-10 minutes seeing if I can hit like 200 miles an hour through a speed camera or something like that. I love that kind of stuff, but obviously
Well, could you keep it down a bit?
there's a point where you're just like,
Under lockdown.
is that all there is, or
Yes, it is.
is it just pointless? It needs to be in a good world, if you get me. Like, if the map's
so what do
shit,
you
then there's no
prefer?
point.
You've got the big Need for Speed map, like it's Payback you're playing, yeah, where you've got lots of like little micro tasks to do, like speed ramps and go through the billboards. And it's got the map, as far as I'm aware, for that Need for Speed game is like massive. Would you prefer something like that, or would you prefer something about more like Gran Turismo, where maybe that's not the best example because that's all based on real maps, or maybe something like an old Burnout, like Burnout 3 or something, where the maps are very specifically designed for
What do you mean, like individual tracks or
individual tracks, essentially? Yeah, like where the track's just an individual thing, like that you just go from A to B on, and like it's all very specific for that track, and it's maybe more detailed, and it's catering more to a specific driving style. Because I don't dislike open world driving games, especially because I love Burnout Paradise, and you know I wasn't the biggest fan of Payback, but I didn't hate it by any means. But I just feel like those tracks felt like it was designed by like machine rather than level designers. So we've got this big roadmap now, and it doesn't necessarily always make the races that fun.
No, I think the sweet spot is like Burnout Paradise, where you've got this relatively small map that feels really big, but like it doesn't feel like an inch of that's wasted. Like every area has a point to it. Whereas in this Need for Speed, you're like, there's a lot of like empty space that's just like there to be big.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas that's the sweet spot. You want to have enough freedom to be able to go do what you want, but you just want it to be in like a smallish area. Like big for big's sake doesn't work. It needs just make your area as big as the activities you have require. I feel that's the way it feels. Like it feels like a lot of these large open world games, they make a massive map and then they think about how to fill it. And I think you should, like, for me, it'd be the other way around. What you want is, let's plan a load of shit to do, and then go, how big a map do we need for this? Is this another keypad thing?
Yes. But you might need to get the information from this one somewhere else.
Yeah.
My favourite open world map is, and here's me waffling on saying, oh, like, open world games have too much to do, but my favourite open world map is, like, probably GTA 5 one. Even though there's very little to do in there, but it's like,
but I think
so
there's every part of
varied
it's
and
good.
like,
Yeah,
it's like it's big, but it feels like
there's a point to every section.
Yeah,
and they have character. I'll press Y to hack. Look,
it's probably
hack
smaller
shit.
than some maps we have today, but it doesn't feel tiny at the same time. Like you've got the city, and then you could drive up into the mountains, but between there's the desert. And even though the desert's small, it's constantly giving you this cool like variation, and when you move into different kind of biomes, the vehicles change, what's on the radio changes in each vehicle, you know, and I even think even to what people are wearing changes, and
like you get
cool.
the surfer dudes down by the beach, and
yeah, man, it's great.
Oh, that little fucker.
Cheers it, pal.
Ratbot.
That's what I might call my son.
Yeah, it's a...
Come to the door, please. Just want to talk.
GTA 5's a good map. I enjoy like that the areas have a reason. Like it's nice to have different biomes in maps.
We haven't had a cop around these parts in
But
ever, I guess.
I think that's an exception. I think most maps around that size or that big are just like fill the mini map with loads of shite and and give people and like just keep people busy so that they spend a lot of hours on the game and therefore think it's good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. Watch Dogs 2 has a good map. I think
the second one, you said?
The second one, yeah, Watch Dogs 2.
Never
third
played
one's
either of them.
First one...
Is that the one with Stormzy in it, the third one?
Third one's got Stormzy. What they're doing in there seems really interesting, to be honest. The first game wasn't very well received by people. I think it was...
it was
the
like
ball a bit
shit.
too high.
Yeah, I think everyone thought it was like shit GTA, right?
Something like that, yeah. But the second one came out and kind of like had its own personality. It wasn't trying to like mimic the edginess of like the first one. It kind of pulled back on that a little bit. And I know I made a map that was like bright and colourful and varied enough to keep it interesting. And but sadly, I don't think anybody played that game.
It was free, wasn't it, on Epic? I think you should have a copy. They're loving this book, Nanophage and I, whatever that means.
Looks like me.
It does. Ah! Fucking twats! What was that? Fuck me! Ah, you cunt!
Get out.
He's the janitor. Fuck, good character design.
He's great, isn't he?
Oh, what a twat. Oh, you fucker. Oh, that was good. That was good. Whew. Whew. I don't want to talk to you.
I had to check the tenant register. Authorized personnel.
How are you finding this anyway?
Well, I was in a hurry.
It's cool. I mean, it's definitely a game that I'm in the sticky situation of I need to play this with your emotional support, but it feels like a game I should be playing on my own because it's very like listen to what people are saying, and I've been reading. I'm quite good at multitasking, but still, it's like I think I'd get more out of the story if I wasn't chatting to you, but I don't think I'd be able to cope even this far into the game. Well, maybe about this far into the game, I would have definitely just turned it off right there if I was playing on me Todd.
I think this game falls into more of the category of like it's not specifically horror, but I think it's kind of in the same way that Hellblade has a like quite an intense atmosphere about it. That kind of like that gets the heart rate going without ever kind of like wanting to scare you, you know.
Well, this game feels like it wants me to play. Like it wants me to actually. There's a game to be played, whereas Layers of Fear felt like
it's
like a ghost train. What did you say? Did you say ghost train?
I certainly did.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's a ghost train with you controlling the train essentially, but it's literally just funneling you through scare after scare. And I don't particularly want that. I don't want that like to be the sole reason to play a game. You know, I'm not like that into it. I mean, if you are the kind of person like loves being like frightened, and I know people do,
What could you tell me about the
then those games are probably quite cool. But for me, who doesn't like being frightened, you can't just give me an out and out like walk around and be scared. At least with PT, there were puzzles to solve. If you get me,
yes.
But in like Layers of Fear, it was just. It's a walking simulator with jump scares in it.
You ever
totally agree.
And that might, that might work for some people, but not for me. That's not like how I like to escape. I like busy work. I like my brain to be active when I'm playing a game. I don't want to just be going, oh my god, is it going to make a noise, or is it going to like have something appear from the corner like a creepy fucker with half his face sewn on? It's
What happened to this poor man?
I don't know. It's an odd injury that, like, see the like weird like wiggliness. I mean, you love a good like sort of like you've got your there you go. There you go. Old implants, bad implants. To be fair though, that mustache is all his own doing. Is
don't think he suits it?
He chose that. He suits it to a T. That's the problem. He didn't get to choose really how his like prosthetics look, but he got to shave that tash in. And he went, just the tash. I mean, he could easily have like done that like Fifth Element haircut, couldn't he? And you know, like grown the hair on the bit where he still got skin. You know, remember that guy who was it Gary Oldman who played him?
Do you know what? I've never seen The Fifth Element.
What? It's I can't remember what happens in it. Like, I just remember Gary Oldman's in it, and Gary Oldman's one of these guys in where you're like, oh shit, that was Gary Oldman, wasn't it? Great actor. Highly rate him.
Oh, he is one of a kind, I think.
They love hiding him in like loads of prosthetics and making him look like not him. It's like, why be
like that as well?
Yeah, why be an actor so that everyone recognizes your face? Be one where everyone's like, oh shit, was that him? He's also in that film where I didn't recognize him as him.
I remember watching The Revenant, and about 40 minutes, 50 minutes into the film, I told my mate who I was seeing it with, and I was like, is that Tom Hardy? I'm like, how did you not know? And like, Tom Hardy is just one of those guys who, when he just embraces the role he's doing. And I had no idea this guy was Tom Hardy for the longest time. Revenant's class. What a movie.
Which one's Tom Hardy? Is
Tom
he
Hardy is
Bane? No.
Bane?
Sorry I gave you a hard time earlier.
He is. What else has he bloody been in? He's been in The Revenant. He's been in. He was in. What's that English criminal called? The guy. He was like. What's the? Not Chopper. He was the Australian guy. The Oh my God! What is his name? I cannot remember. But he was this English criminal who's been just locked up for the longest time. He may be dead now, but he was a bit of a nut job. Hang on.
Oh, this is cool. Sorry, nah, I haven't drawn a blank. But I'm also trying.
Tom Hardy was also Venom in the latest Spider-Man spin-off film.
Didn't see that. The film called Venom.
The film called Venom, yeah.
Oh, look, this is all the work he's had done. This is cool. Synthetic
That's
respiratory.
awesome.
I know this is cool. I'd like a game like this that is less scary. Like this would be. I mean, maybe is this what like that Cyberpunk's 2077? I forget its name.
2077? Delayed again, apparently.
It is, but you know what? Fucking let them, man. We've got so many games to play. There are so many games, and like Epic gives you free games. PS Plus gives you free games. You can get that Xbox Majigger.
One.
Yeah. There's all this crack on for loads of games. There's loads of games that are like love them, like them or lump them, but like free to play. There's a few decent ones. There's so many games to play. Did you see some of the horrid messages like these fuckers are getting sent to them because
I don't even
you just like
I can't.
What kind of person like sends a message to someone saying like, I'm gonna kill you or kill yourself because I want a fucking game to come out? Like, dude, get a grip.
See, here's the thing, like, they either release the game the state it is,
and then
which
watch
I'm
everyone
assuming
cry
is
about
good,
how
and
it's not finished.
Yeah, exactly. The funny thing about Cyberpunk is that the game's gone gold, and it's being delayed now, and that doesn't... I don't recall that ever happening for another game before. So from what I take from this, their day one patch is obviously going to be, like, massive. But I imagine, like, Cyberpunk, those guys at CD Projekt, they probably have a lot of sway in the industry now because they're huge. They made The Witcher 3, so they're like, I know we've gone gold, I know we were supposed to go it now, but can we please put our game back in about 21 days or however long it is?
Yeah, it's
that delay must be costing that studio a fucking fortune as well. Like, I mean, like, if you think they employ like 100 odd staff, I mean, maybe they're not keeping all them on, but let's say they keep on 50 or even 60 of them all working at probably even at a minimum of like 20 grand a year, doing full-time work and more. It's gonna add a substantial number to the budget.
Yeah,
but I'm sure Cyberpunk's not gonna have any worries making its money back.
Oh no, it's obviously with this level of what you call it, like fervor around it.
More power to them. I think that game looks like it's really trying to like push
the envelope.
Yeah,
every, like,
push the
ratio.
envelope, and yeah, I really hope it does. Like, I'm looking forward to it. CG Projekt have never let us down. I love their games. I think that studio's cool.
Yo, I can hear you out there.
I just think this game looks amazing, man.
This game does look cool. I think it was 104 and 106 that you checked on the computer and said that's where they were. There we go. There are two female tenants matching the initials. One of them, 104 and 106. Yeah, that's me. Two crack-ons. And I went up to the first floor to go have a deeks. So there's 104. Go and chat to her.
I think if you were a narrative designer, this is the kind of game you'd want to be working on. Like,
oh nah, this looks like a.
Whoa,
right, you know what? Don't make me open the doors myself. I just cannot handle it. See, I'll check why this is knackered. Guess not.
Anyone here?
Just open the curtains without looking in. Oh, this has not went well for anyone, has it? Oh,
Shit.
Oh, good. It's auto
Oh,
walk.
I think this is the where you
Auto walk.
interface.
Sorry?
I think this is where you interface with them.
He's already in my face.
Oh,
Oh, he's alive.
I've had too many Stellas, you dafty.
Fucking right. I felt like that before.
I'm
Yeah,
here,
mate,
Dad.
that fucking stash was I really wanted.
What happened here?
Bit too much Ryoka there behind him. Look at that. Look how much he's had.
Listen to me. The building's on lockdown. There's no way I
All
can
too
help you
familiar,
now.
that is it.
But I can get
Aye,
you
we've
who's
been there before,
responsible for
pal.
this if you help me find him.
He's got the same head tattoos as you, Archie.
Don't try to talk.
Mine are cooler, though.
There's another way.
Is this the you talk about? Press
This is a
RB.
very Matrix,
Matrix, yeah.
inspired idea.
Oh, definitely. Press Y to connect.
Subject approved.
I'm going inside you, pal.
Interrogation.
Yeah, less of that, please. There's just no need to interface like that. Like, what happened to like the Windows loading screen or like?
Yeah, I know. That's how most of my dreams start every night. Just a series of screaming faces.
Fuck off. Thank God we've only scheduled 4 more minutes of this because this looks at the point. This looks at the point where I'm like, fuck right off.
So this is where the layers of fear elements come into it. You know, where you kind of try to like disorientate you a little bit.
Nah. I live in 104, don't I? Oh, this headphone shit is not.
How did they do? I wonder how they did that.
Oh, I'm gonna get killed, aren't I? This is the thing. I don't want to get killed. Am I interfacing with a guy who's in like a fucking horrid state?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Is that you?
Yes, it's me, honey.
Honey, I'm home.
Honey, I'm about to get killed.
Oh, sorry, it's the screaming door.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. Will I do that again?
No, it won't.
Oh.
I think you're gonna go down there. Oh, it's not a lift shaft. Oh, sorry. Not a lift shaft. I thought that was like a hole in the base of the floor there.
I thought it was.
I really hope the future does look like this.
It'd
It'd be a great improvement to what we have now.
Oh, fuck. Right, it's too dark. 3 minutes, Archie.
You're locked in. You're locked in. What is it with horror games, right? Dead Space did this a lot when I played that back in the day, where going back to somewhere where you thought was previously safe was always like a frightening experience that you never wanted to backtrack. You only ever wanted to go forward. And I think this game does it a little bit as well, where
Don't do that.
returning to an area is eerie and creepy for some reason. Like,
Right, what the fuck was that sitting in the chair?
oh, the fucking game's got loads of bugs in it. Send it back.
Aye, this needs a fucking
I can't
day
believe
one.
the devs didn't fix this.
I know. Fuck, this is sweaty
It's
hands time.
Cyberpunk all over again. Before it's even come out.
I can't see how to click on. Stop glitching.
This is basically, do you know when you're playing an online game and it fucks up? This is basically what it kind of looks like with all the objects just jumping around.
I know, and I feel like it's just waiting for me to chill out a bit, and that's gonna fucking make me shit me pants.
Ooh.
I don't know what's going on. I don't want to go anywhere. That's the same room. And that's it through there.
Look at that, man. All that detail. Some amazing artists working on this game.
I agree. Guess we'll leave it there.
Go through the door to the right.
And crouch, that's why. Forgot about crouching. I wish I'd forgot about crouching like a minute later and then we end this stream. Ah, you fucker. Man.
It's very late to fear that. I'm not the biggest fan of stuff like that in horror games.
I'm not a fan of this
to,
bit.
This to me is creepier, just walking down this dingy hall.
40 seconds. 40 seconds. I'm fucked. It's over. Oh, do we have to go back now and it's going to do the... Oh, who are these fucks? Come on.
It's his memories.
His memories can get fucked.
Imagine if your memories were this bad. I remember things like jumping around everywhere.
I'm stuck.
Was that door not opening, like? Or did you just choose not to open it?
No, I'm out. And bum bum bum. That's an hour. I'm done. We'll have to leave it there. But this is cool and shit me not. Oh man, I was sort of getting into it until this part where I think it's getting beyond the point where I'm comfortable in playing it, which is the like the random dude jumping out here and like that randomly happening in like a moment where I thought I was safe. Cool as. This bit now, nah. This is the bit where I know it's building up to it, which makes it even worse. Like, that was a cool moment where the janitor, like, fucking made me shit my pants.
Yeah.
But this bit is like, this is part of the whole, like Layers of Fear was. Layers of Fear was all this. It was like, this shit's creepy, and it's like, creepy to a level I can sort of deal with, but you know that it just wants me to turn a blind corner and jump at me. And like, I don't find that enjoyable. The janitor jumping out was a proper jump scare because it wasn't building to it really. You know, it was just out of nowhere, and that's cool. I don't like this build tension and then a jump scare. I feel it's like, one, it makes me not want to play the game, and and two, it's like sort of less scary in a way, if you get me.
I'm not a big fan of jump scares. I don't mind that, like you're saying, I don't mind the jump out one, but when things just pop up in front of you, that doesn't do too much for me personally.
I don't like it with the build-up, though. I don't like it with this very obvious build-up. That this is.
I love the build-up.
Nah, I'm the opposite.
The build-up is the fun, because that's what it puts you on edge, and they can either choose to do nothing or like deliver the fright.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, to me it feels like bullies in school who are like pretending they're about to punch you and then keep making you flinch, and then the one time you don't flinch they do punch you and you're like, oh, don't be a dick. Like, that's the way it feels to me. But even though neither this nor Layers of Fear were like obviously my bag, because I'm just such an absolute wuss when it comes to these kind of things, fuck me, that they are like clearly two very good games. Like,
yep. Give this team a lot of support, because I'm very fond of Bloober Team.
Bloober with two B's. Yeah.
Bloober Team.
Yeah.
Awesome studio. I think everything they've made that I've played has been pretty class. So go play Observer, everyone. Play Observer. It might help get over the cyberpunk news. This is a good cyberpunky game. So
definitely. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll leave it then. We'll just tell folk the crack on. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You name it. We're on all the socials. And most importantly, we have our Discord channel, which has the people, not who make this game particularly, but has indie devs. So if you're an indie dev, drop on by, crack on, and show us what you're working on. If you're not, but just like indie games like we do, then pop on round as well and chat shit with us. Yep. And if you're watching this on Twitch, we'd love a follow or a subscribe, whatever it is on Twitch, and on YouTube, same as well. And let us know what you thought, and let us know what you want us to play or stream next. And I think we'll quickly call that a day, because I feel just standing here that the game wants to fucking jump out and scare us with some shit. So we'll leave it then. We'll see you next time. Cheers for indie games.
In a bit, pals.
Ta-ra.